In this video, we'll go over database organization. These databases are used for our marketing purposes and to do things like send out surveys. And we use this for many different services such as web hosting, web development, management consulting, business coaching, and more. So the database we're looking at here today is for roofing in Washington State. So if I scroll down, you'll see there's a lot of different businesses here. And first, let's talk about how we organize these businesses in different sections. So we'll talk about the rows here first. These are different rows, and then we'll talk about the columns after that. So starting with rows, at the top here, we have commercial, currently spending ad money. So these are commercial roofing businesses who are spending ad money. And we know this because we saw their business at the top of search results as a sponsored link. There's not many under this category, so moving on, we have commercial only. These are businesses that only serve retail stores or things like warehouses, just large corporate buildings. And then under that, you'll see a not interested section in black, and you'll see this under each category. And what this means is we reached out to one of these businesses and they were not interested in our services, so we'll move them down to here. Next is commercial and residential. So they serve businesses and homes, pretty straightforward. And if they're not interested, they would be moved down to our not interested section here. We then have residential only. And then finally, there's the uncategorized, which means we could not categorize them and they probably need to be categorized at some point. And below that is our not secure. So this means they do not have an SSL certificate on their URL. For an example of that, we can go to our website here and you'll see the lock icon. And if you click it, it'll let you know connection is secure. And that is an SSL certificate. So we move all those that are not secure down here. And in this section, look for website. This is for if we haven't found the website yet, they'd be here. Under that, we have businesses with no website at all. And lastly, there's the site down section where these sites are 404'd, no longer accessible. Well, under that, we also have dead. With rows covered, let's talk about columns now. Most of these are pretty straightforward, but we're going to go over each one just to make sure you have a clear understanding of what each column is representing. So our first column is the company name. Company names will go in this column as you see here. And then we have their website next to it. Then we have mobile friendly. So is the site responsive on mobile devices? We have a privacy policy. Sites are required to have privacy policies. Usually you'll find this in the footer. If you don't see it in the footer, it's going to be a no. And then do they have employment applications on their website for hiring? Is the website secure? Who's currently hosting their website? Next, we have a website rating, which is just an overall rating of the website, 1 through 5. How's the user experience, design, speed, etc. And you just rate that on a scale of 1 to 5. Then we have services. So is it commercial, residential, both? Then we have the business's email or whatever email you can find on the website, the city they are located in, the info at URL. This is if you can't find an email. We attempt to guess their email by just doing info at and then the website URL. This is a common email structure, so sometimes you can find their email just through guessing. You have the company phone number, and the next one is website phone number. I think these are just duplicates, honestly. Then you have cell, which I think would be more personal if you have the owner's cell. Next is video slider, so is there a video slider on their homepage? Then we have executive's first name and their title. And scrolling along, we have what's their website built on, so is it WordPress or some other platform? Is there clear, visible on-site SEO? So like, do they have cities listed or just obvious keywords on the site that would be clear SEO tactics? And then search position pack 3. So let's just type roofing near me. Just to give you an example, the pack 3 are these 3 businesses that Google puts into the search results under the map. So this column is asking, are they in the pack 3 or not? Issues, this is just general issues. So if you go browse the site, is there any obvious issues you can spot out? You'd list it here. Your requested proposal here is if the client is interested in the services we're offering, we'd put up a proposal here. Okay, so the next columns here, you'll see are color coordinated, and these are where we start doing our marketing surveys and recording when we've done that. The colors represent the division that the survey falls under. So our first 4 columns here are gray, and they fall under Two Worlds Web Design, which is a web design division. And these will all be surveys sent out in regards to web design, either through email or phone calls. So all of these color-coded columns are all just email or phone call surveys and just recording when you've sent those out or made those calls. So for an example, if we look at our first column here, design email. So this will be an email we send out with a few questions regarding the design of their website. And if I was sending out an email, I would go to the appropriate row that I'm sending the email to. So looking at the first column, if I was going to send out a design email survey, I'd ask a few questions about their website and I would record sending out that email by obviously, let's say I send it to this business here. I would find the appropriate box and I'd put the date there. that I sent out the email. So that's how I would record sending out an email survey to that business. And if I sent another one to another business, you'd see the date there and you'd repeat, usually just in order, down all the different rows, going business to business and sending out an email using the provided email that's usually in this column. But here you can see there's no emails, it's only online forms. So you'd skip those if you're doing emails. To give you one more example, let's pretend we're doing some work in Monster Tamer, the red, and we'll do a phone call instead of email this time. So column AE here, we see it's a website management call. So this would be a phone call survey regarding website management. And whoever performs this would put the date in the appropriate box for the business they're calling. And then generally you'd write down a few acronyms or some text to record what you found out in the call. Is the customer interested? Did they even end up answering? But that's all for another video. I'm not going to go over how to do this. I just need to make sure you understand what these columns represent and how everything is organized. So once again, the color-coded section from here to here is all related to marketing surveys, and you'd be filling in these rows as you send out surveys. And that's how we'll end up recording all the surveys we've sent out. You can see no one has really done any surveys at all in these rows. But if we scroll down far enough, you can see a few phone calls here where someone did make calls to these businesses. They left a few notes, and we also have dates on a survey email that was sent out to these businesses. So with that covered, we have 3 more columns at the end here, and these are just business address, state, and their zip code. Very straightforward. And that will cover everything you should really need to know about how we organize a database. And we do this for many different types of businesses, not just roofing, but for today, we're looking at our roofing database. That'll be all for this video. Thanks for watching.